statistically speaking, we definitely do have these two extremes. We have obesity, and then we have this group of famine. But how can we help to inform these people to eat more nutritiously?
Well, it's really just the being willing to reach one young mind at a time, and having the outreach. I think the first step is acknowledging the problem, and that's one of the things that makes me so hopeful, is that people are recognizing obesity is an epidemic, and that America has plenty of food, but it's about getting the right food. And getting the right food benefits everybody, because it benefits our individual health, it benefits the quality of our air and water. It benefits our landscape, having more local farms instead of having all our food shipped in. The average meal travels over 1,200 miles from farm to plate. And yet you have local farmers here in the Shenandoah Valley who are trying to make a living. And it's like, if we create more networks from low-income communities to farms, from farms to schools, from farms to soup kitchens, so that low-income people have access to this food, so that farmers can find markets for their very wonderful product. That's such an important part. I mean, a lot of kids in the city don't even know that vegetables come from plants that come from the soil, and it's such an inspiring, enriching process to learn about food, to learn about nutrition. And people have found again and again that the more kids learn about where food comes from, the more they're willing to eat it. Try the broccoli. That they're curious and they're excited to try things. So it's a very strong, powerful movement across many segments of society that's really just starting to blossom now. It's very exciting.
Absolutely. We definitely are a nation that's fast is better. And fast food, I don't think, is always the best route to go. We need to get that message out.
Absolutely. And our lives are, it's also convenience. It's like, all right, now you used to have to call 10 people and you could send the same message through email, and take, but do we have more time? I think that goes across as
definitely working towards all of that.
Great.
But other than food drives and holding all of these things like this and bringing in local food, what else would you like to see universities do all over the country? Is there specific areas that you would like us to focus in, areas that need help more than maybe others do?
Well, I think that interdisciplinary study is really helpful. I didn't catch the name, but I heard that a lot of the work of this Virginia Hunger Symposium has been forwarded by a biology teacher here at the college, and that's very encouraging, because hunger is an issue. It takes in economics, so the economics professors. And one of the hardest things, I used to be a teacher myself, is to find the time to connect with your colleagues, to synergize your efforts. But economics, environmental science, education, politics, history, biology, all these things come into play in the hunger debate. And this is such a precious time as a student to just have infinite questions and infinite curiosity, and to not accept easy answers and cute little anecdotes for what's wrong and what's right. I also believe that, student or not, individuals have so much more power than they believe. It can be frustrating. You vote and you feel that your legislators are not necessarily following what you voted for, but yet we have so much power in our wallets. And so individually, we all, every day, when we buy bottled water, for instance, and it's a very hard habit to break, I'm working on it myself, but we're paying for petroleum products to be shipped across thousands of miles. We're paying for pollution. We're paying for landfills. We're voting for that, as opposed to, there's a water fountain right there. You live in a school, there's so many of them. You just buy a bottle that you can refill. But when we support local industries, local communities, there's so many great things happening of communities saying, we have this industry, we have this industry, we have this farm. Let's support and nurture those businesses and those economies. All of us can vote. We all vote hundreds of times a day. We buy gifts, we buy food, we buy potato chips. And every time you buy something, you are voting. So think about that. Think about that power you have. And there are opportunities now that there were not in the past, especially given the internet, to vote for justice and vote for change and vote for progress in everything you buy.